Neyah, my friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. I haven't seen you on the channel in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel? How have things been?
Things have been good.
Things have been good?
Yeah.
Okay. So today we're going to tell everybody about your trip to Peru. We're going to discuss that a little bit. Okay. Obviously, I have a little bit of a background in it. So Neyah, just for the people then, all right? Do you remember how we met?
Yes, I do.
Yeah? Tell them the story as you remember it.
As I remember it.
If you can.
Yeah, so we were in London, or I was in London with like my friends for the carnival, and I think we were in like a McDonald's.
Right.
I was drunk.
You
You see, I have to block my head. Yeah, so I was drunk, and then I had seen that you had like this huge Jamaican flag.
Real loud, right.
And then I didn't have a flag. Like, I think I even forgot all my flags back in Canada. So I came up to you trying to finesse you out of your flag.
Right.
And then, I don't know, I think you found me charming, so you promised to like get me my own flag.
Right.
The next day at the actual carnival.
Right, exactly.
And then we just kept in touch.
Exactly. So I kept my promise, right?
Yeah,
I went.
I was shook.
Right. And I remember your girl saying, "Yeah, he's just gonna ghost you," right? The little one, I remember. She was, he's just gonna ghost you, right? But I kept my promise. I went to Brixton, right? I got you your flag, and then got it to you for the carnival. Okay.
Yeah.
Kept my promise. And now here we are, years later. Years later. What was that? 6 years ago? 5 years ago? Something like that, right?
2019.
It was 2019. All right.
Yeah,
Right now we're 2020. Yeah. So
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
6 years now. Kept in contact. Now, so for your birthday, you had went off to Peru, right? And it was between Peru and which country were you deciding?
Colombia.
And Colombia. Okay. So you decided to go to Peru. Do you remember how much the flight was?
Well, what I did was I went to Guatemala first, and then I went to Peru. So I feel like I paid like $1,200 for all of it.
$1,200 for all of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and well, how was Guatemala in your experience? Be honest.
I did not like Guatemala.
You
at all.
didn't like
I
Guatemala.
I didn't like the people.
Wow.
And they just weren't very like friendly.
You didn't find them friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just like boring.
It was boring for you.
Yeah. So the only thing like I did there that I enjoyed was like the volcano. But other than that, like I wasn't feeling it.
Okay, so you went to the capital city and then you went to Antigua, Guatemala, right? Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that like I remember that I loved was the pollo campero.
Pollo Campero.
Yeah. That's some of the best chicken I ever had.
The best chicken that you had. Good. Okay, so you like something at least.
Yeah. No,
Right.
like don't get me wrong. Like it was cool, but personally, like I wouldn't really recommend to be there for so long.
Okay, cool. Now, so you went off to Peru afterward. Was it a bus or did you take a flight in between?
No, I took a flight.
You took a flight in between. All right. Okay, probably Avianca, right? Or Latam?
Avianca, I think.
Avianca. Okay, very specific questions I'm asking. I know. Okay, so you went to Lima or you went to somewhere else?
I went to Lima.
You went into Lima. Okay, now how was Lima?
Lima was okay. I was kind of just chilling there. Like, there's not many touristy things, or at least not touristy things that like I like to do.
Really?
'Cause I'm not really like for the city tours. Like, I don't know. Like when I travel, I like to meet people and just kind of like chill, and then I like to do that adventurous like hiking thing. But where they're teaching you about like the history, like I'm sorry, that's not my thing.
Right. So you hate my videos, in other words. Right. Okay. But you like nature. You like, and you like experiencing people as they are. Okay, but save the history piece of it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Fine. Whatever. Right. Okay. So, you went you were hiking. Now, tell me the story about the taxi now.
Yeah, so the taxi had nothing to do with any hiking.
Okay.
I was on the search for black people.
Okay.
So I ended up in a place that I should not have been. When I tell you I blocked out everything, I don't even remember what the city was called.
Right.
Because I don't even remember, like I went to this desert place. And then on my way back to Lima, I stopped in this city where they say that there are black people and they say that like the food is like super good. So yeah, like I was there for, it was just supposed to be even I think, one night.
Okay.
And I had, like, there was nothing to do because, like, it was not for tourists.
Okay.
I came back to my hotel after going to the desert. I think it's called Huacachina.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Huacachina for like a second time. And then I was looking for like something to eat. It was late.
Okay.
And I thought about going home, like inside. And this is the thing, like you have to follow your gut. Because my gut told me to go inside, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm hungry. I want to go find something to eat. And then I had seen one of those tuk-tuk taxi things. And so I'd asked the taxi driver for like a good place to eat at this time, because I think it was like 7, so it was kind of dark. 7 or 8.
And this was in the Black Town?
This was in like the Black Town.
Okay.
And then he was like, yeah, like I know a spot. And then, as soon as I got into the taxi, he was playing music. He was asking me what kind of music I like. But mind you, like I don't speak Spanish, and I just know like a few words. He didn't really speak English, but like he was trying. So the vibe that he gave me was very kind and accommodating. So I wasn't worried at first. And then as he was bringing me to the place, I started to feel kind of weird. But like when I was touching like the door, it was kind of like I couldn't open it myself. So even though I was feeling weird, I wouldn't say that like I could escape the situation. But then as I was feeling weird, I had told him like, you know what, never mind, like I want to go back to my hotel, like I'm not hungry anymore. And he was acting like he couldn't understand me. And then I was even trying to tell him in Spanish too, like, I'm not hungry anymore, like bring me back. And then he ended up going out, and I want to say maybe we had made it like because for like a good 10 minutes everything was cool. And then after that 10-minute mark, when things started to get like few and far between, like we were leaving the town, that's when I started to feel weird, like okay, maybe we're not going where you said we were going. And I was telling him to turn around, and then we ended up in like kind of like the middle of nowhere, so where like there were woods and everything. So this point I was very scared.
And this driver, was he black? Was he looking like Native American?
Mixed.
Native. Okay, he's mixed. Okay.
Yeah, he was mixed, and he was tall. Like in a place where everybody is like 4 feet, this man was tall. So yeah, there were only like woods around, and on the way, like I remembered seeing like a light somewhere. But we went past that, like I want to say maybe 5 minutes past that before he eventually stopped. And he stopped on the side of the road right by this forest. And at this point, like I think even before, I was trying to call my Airbnb host, but because we were in the middle of nowhere, there was no service. So I had my phone in my hand trying to call to like kind of get out of the situation. And then he had stopped the taxi, he had come out, and he was telling me to come out. And I was like, no, like you need to bring me back, like I want to go back. And
were you yelling?
Yeah, I believe so. And then he had opened the door, and he was like pulling me out of the taxi
into the forest.
Yeah, and I still am like trying to call. So yeah, he pulls me out of the taxi, and he's trying to pull me into the forest. And I'm struggling, like I guess adrenaline, because I'm not like the strongest person ever. And then after, like I guess I was resisting too much, and I wouldn't say that he was a professional. Like it could have even been like he just took the opportunity. I don't know if that was his day job, but I feel like he switched his focus from like trying to pull me into the woods to just grabbing my phone, because I had it out trying to call my Airbnb host. So he was grabbing my phone, but obviously like I need my phone. So I'm pulling it, he's pulling it, and then he like takes out a knife, and as soon as I see the knife, obviously my life is more important than a phone, so I leave it. Like I drop my hands from the phone, and then I just start running and like slides, because I'd even lost my shoes earlier in my trip. And I start running towards like where I had seen that light before. And then he got back into his taxi. He was coming in my direction. But I think once he got the phone, like it was kind of all that he needed, because like I said, like I'm just grateful that he wasn't like really, really serious. So he let me go in my way, he went his way, and then I ran to where the light was, and it ended up being this like gate, not gated community, but there was a gate around the community. And then I got help from like the people there.
Right. So they were able to help you get back to your Airbnb, right?
Yeah, they, for like the longest time, and this is the part of the problem I have with like Guatemala too, like, and I know like I'm a traveler, but sometimes like even when I'm speaking Spanish, like I'm trying to speak your language, they just act dense, like they don't understand what I'm saying. And that's a huge problem I have with Guatemala. Like I'm going looking for bread and I'm using the words and
pan.
Yes, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like you don't want to help me. So I was saying help in Spanish. I was crying, obviously. I was telling them like, oh, like I want to find my iPhone to like find my phone, call the police. I think I was there for like an hour and a half.
Right.
I had been saying like, I need your phone to use Google Translate. They were calling this person. Oh, we don't know what you're saying. I said, traductor.
Yeah.
They're not pulling it out. They're like, oh no, we don't have iPhone. So yeah, I was there for like an hour to an hour and a half before they finally brought me down into the city, where they brought me to the police station. So very grateful for them, but like they made the process like really, really long because of like the language barrier.
And did the police help you at all?
Not. They tried. Like.
Okay.
Like I said, I was with those people for too long that when I finally got in to find my iPhone, the guy was too. I think he had like turned it off or something, or I'm not sure, but they went to like the last place they had seen it, and like he wasn't there. I filed my report, but after I left Peru, like there wasn't really anything. Like, they didn't do anything to me.
No, Peru has a reputation of being very dangerous, especially for solo tourists like yourself. You have a long history of traveling. Okay. Has something like this ever happened to you in the past?
Never. Like, this has never happened to me, and it's changed me as a person. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of positive experiences that have made me even fearless while traveling. Because I would, like, my saying was, God's got me. Like, I have been in so many close situations where if something hadn't happened, like, something like this could have happened. But I always took that as, you're protected. So I tell you, I was shocked that this happened to me.
Right.
Shocked.
So let's go ahead and you tell me about some of the countries that you've been to. Just name them.
Like solo?
Well, just in general, countries that you've been to. I just want the viewers to get a chance to understand, that you go places.
Okay, so like I've been to Europe. So I've been to Switzerland, France, Germany, Italy,
UK.
The UK. I've been in Central America, so I've done Panama. I just came back from Colombia not too long ago. I've been in the Caribbean, so the Bahamas, Jamaica.
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico as well. Guess it wasn't memorable, right?
Yeah.
Right. Did you mention West Africa already?
Oh yeah, and I've been to like Ghana, I've been to Tanzania. So. Right.
And you're a relatively young woman. Okay, you're in your mid-20s now, and you've had quite an extensive travel history.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that something like this has happened to you. Now, has it made you a little bit cautious going forward?
Very cautious, like even overly cautious. Paranoid, anxious. Like, it has changed me to my core. It has changed me. Right.
And that's over a situation that you narrowly got out of. Right. Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So Neyah, tell me, where can these ugly boys find you?
They can find me on Instagram at NXYXHM or on TikTok at Neyah KM. So NEYAHKM.
And by any chance, do you have Cash App?
No, I'm Canadian, but I have e-transfer.
You have e-transfer and PayPal.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll put that below.
Yes.